I'm back for a second video today. I wanted to share with people who are interested what I'm eating on week 3. So I'm 2 days into week 3, and I'm still technically in the soft food stage. So I actually didn't have a pureed food stage when I was in the hospital. The 2 days after my surgery, I actually wasn't even on clear liquids. I was on full liquids immediately following my surgery. So I was drinking, protein shakes and having like sherbet and popsicles in the hospital. And then when I came home, I had 2 weeks of, was it 1 week or 2 weeks? No, it was 2 weeks. 2 weeks of full liquids, so like shakes. I would add protein to soups, a lot of soups. That's pretty much it. Protein shakes and soups, full liquids. I don't drink dairy milk, so I didn't really have any milk. I could have Greek yogurt, but now I've made the transition to soft foods. And sorry, my phone is blowing up here. Shush. Shush, phone, shush. Let me silent my phone. There we go. And so I love videos that give you ideas of what you're eating. So I just thought I would share some of mine here. So I still drink 1 to 2 shakes a day. It's recommended per the surgeon to be getting 60 to 80 grams of protein a day. I do shoot for 80, and I can't really do that without shakes yet, just because I'm still eating such a small amount of food. So in my last video, I said I hadn't eaten breakfast yet today. I did end up having breakfast, and I had 1 egg. I bought these like little bowls that are really great for putting food in, because you feel like, I ate this whole bowl of eggs. It was still just 1 egg, but I ate it. So I usually have maybe an egg a day. I also can fit between 1/3 to 1/2 cup of cottage cheese in my sleeve. Hang on. Oh man. Okay. Y'all. So let me sneeze a little bit there. Cottage cheese, Greek yogurt. The type of Greek yogurt I like is Oikos, because they don't use fake sugar. The Oikos 000. Greek yogurt is really good. I usually eat a full one of those, one of the little packages of yogurt. Like I said, I'm still doing 1 to 2 Premier protein shakes a day. I like the taste of them. They go down really easy. They're really, if I'm on the go, I can just grab one. They're super nice. I've also been trying some vegan food, and I'll talk about sort of my transition to veganism here in a minute. But there were these like protein cookies called, I don't remember what they're called, but they're kind of like protein bars, but they're like in the shape of a cookie. And a half of one of those is like 9 grams of protein, and I can fit a half of one in my stomach. It is pretty high in calories, but that's actually good for me right now, because I have only been getting about 500 to 600 calories a day, and I should be shooting for more like 800 at this point. So those, I feel fine with the calories. The fat content is fairly low. I think there's 5 grams of fat in a half of one of those. And it's completely vegan, so there's no animal products in it. And so that's nice to be experimenting with veganism before I, make the big move to veganism, which again, I'll come back to in a moment about where I'm at with veganism. So I'm doing that. I'm eating mashed cauliflower. I buy it at this point pre-made. My grocery store sells like mashed cauliflower. Like I just had sour cream and chives flavor. There's like a garlic flavor. They also sell mashed sweet potatoes, and so I got that. The carbs are a little high, but again, I hear that that's okay in the beginning, just because our body is kind of in starvation mode, and so I don't really have to worry that much. I do have to worry, obviously, about sugar content, so I'm trying to avoid eating things with any added sugar in it. I'm also not eating raw fruits or vegetables other than bananas. So I can eat like a half a banana in a sitting. What I should be doing is adding some peanut butter to it so that I get some protein, but I haven't done that so far. But now I'm like, that sounds really good. I'll add peanut butter to my next banana. Also, usually once a day, I'll have like a cheese deli roll up. So I'll take a piece of deli meat. Right now, it's like roasted turkey. I really like the rotisserie chicken flavored deli meat too. So I'll take a thing of deli meat, put a piece of really one of those thin slices of cheese on it, and roll it up and either like dip it in some hummus or put a little bit of mustard or a little bit of light mayonnaise on it. But it's even just good plain, and I think it would be really good with a pickle in it. But I haven't had pickles yet. I think I probably could, but I just haven't. And I used to be able to only eat one of those when I first transitioned to soft foods, but now I'm able to eat two of those little roll-ups, piece of deli meat, piece of cheese, roll it up, two of those in one sitting. And that gives me a decent amount of protein. Also, things like chicken salad or egg salad. I found both of those at Trader Joe's, and I really like them. They come in little containers, pre-made, and they're pretty good. So, the only other thing that I'm also eating is again at Trader Joe's. I got some like patties. I got like salmon patties. I got some veggie patties made out of beans. And then I got like 2 different flavors of chicken patties. And so usually I'll eat those at dinner. And I really can only eat like a half of a patty right now. But those are nice too, just to have something with like a little bit more substance at night for dinner. Also, the thing that I've really been loving recently is dumplings, also sold at Trader Joe's. They're like cilantro chicken dumplings, and 4 of them is a serving, and I can eat 4 of them. So that has also been great. It gives me about 5 grams of protein, which isn't a lot, but that's really why I'm still doing 1 to 2 of the protein shakes. So I don't have to be like super worried if I can't eat a whole egg, that I just missed out on my protein. So the only other thing too that I'm still eating is soups. I got some roasted red pepper and tomato soup from Trader Joe's. That was really tasty. I had some Gene Pro protein to that and some salt. I needed a little salt. But things are going really great. The one thing that didn't go so well recently is I went to a restaurant. Me and my partner have like a little ritual. We go out to breakfast usually once a week to a place locally in our neighborhood. And I just got 1 scrambled egg and then a side of like potato hash browns. And I had eaten those before and they were fine. But I'm sitting at the restaurant and I could eat about half of the egg and maybe a couple little potatoes chewed really well. So they like mash in my mouth and turn into mashed potatoes. And so I was fine at the restaurant. And then I come home and like 4 hours goes by and I forget that I have eaten. And I'm supposed to be eating about every 2 hours. So I like re-warm up my leftovers, my like half of an egg and the potatoes. And because I'm like, oh no, I haven't eaten in 4 hours, I actually ate really, really fast. And way too fast, I learned. I ate really, really fast and I ended up puking it up. And that was the first time that I puked up any of my food. The potatoes came up, the eggs came up, everything came up. And it felt really different than puking when I've puked previously. It felt like there was like something stuck, like right where my esophagus meets my sleeve. So my sleeve, I'll stand up for you. So my sleeve is like right here, kind of like under my rib cage, and then the esophagus, hits the sleeve right here. And it felt like it was just like sitting there, like it wouldn't go down. It wouldn't go down. And so I went over to the sink, opened my mouth, and the first puke came out, the potatoes that I think were probably like sitting right here in my esophagus. And then I was still feeling like that pain in my chest. So I just stayed leaning over the sink for like 5 to 10 minutes. And then eventually everything came up, and it came up pretty fast. I also got some like potatoes and eggs in my sinuses, so I had to like neti pot my nose after that. So that was an unpleasant experience. I hope to not do that again. Lesson learned, eat slower. And I'm also thinking maybe I didn't chew the potatoes quite well enough. Again, just because I had realized like it had been 4 or 5 hours since I'd eaten, and all I ate was half an egg and, you know, four of these like little potatoes, that I needed food. So I was like, I think I just ate really fast and didn't chew very well. But I hope to never do that again. That was like foolishness. I'm getting my water in. I'm finding that when I flavor my water, it is much better. And what I really love is I've been drinking, I take a half of a bai, which is do I have one in here? No, I don't. It's like almost like kind of like Crystal Light, but it's sweetened with stevia. I really try to avoid fake sweeteners. Like my protein drinks have fake sweeteners in them. Not a fan of that. But what I like about Bai is it's stevia sweetened. It's way too sweet to drink a whole one, so I pour a half of a one in a 32-ounce jar, and then fill the rest up with water and ice. And then I also add 2 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar and then a teaspoon of ginger. And I love that. That is so yummy. After this video, I'm going to go make that. And I am so surprised how fast I can drink water. Like in the beginning, you know, they were like, try to shoot for an ounce every 15 minutes. Now I'm like way beyond that. Like I'm not gulping. I still can't like, pound a glass of water or something. I don't think I'll ever be able to do that again. But I don't feel any discomfort. I never feel full when I have water. And I think it's because my assumption is water just like passes through my sleeve. Like it doesn't even stay in my stomach. It just like keeps going, So it has been good. I want to talk a little bit about my path on veganism. I met with my surgeon and dietitian maybe over a week ago now, and talked with both of them about veganism, and they had some pretty significant concerns, which I was expecting. They even like were really pushing for vegetarianism so that I can still have like whey and Greek yogurt and cottage cheese and cheese with deli meat, things like that. And they sold me. They sold me for a few different reasons. One, I have the awareness that how I'm eating right now on soft foods isn't the way that I'm going to eat for the rest of my life. Like, yes, I'll have to eat small portions for the rest of my life, and I'd like to do something, where I'm still not eating sugar or processed foods. But they really encouraged me to hold off on veganism until I reach my goal weight. And that's because I'm eating so little right now that it really needs to be protein. And with veganism, protein comes from nuts, beans, legumes, and yes, there's protein in some vegetables, but not nearly as much as I can get right now. And I can't eat raw vegetables or raw fruits right now, so or seeds or nuts. So it would be pretty much impossible. I would be eating beans. And the last time I tried eating some refried beans, it was the most painful thing that I've eaten so far, actually. So they also shared that, the protein that is found in non-animal products or in like vegetables, like beans, for example, I would have to eat like more than 1 cup of beans to equal the amount of protein in 2 to 4 ounces of tuna. And so, my sleeve is so small, it's so little that I can't fit a cup of beans in there right now. Like, would be impossible, But I could fit 2 to 4 ounces of tuna in there. And so I'm getting so much more protein, so much more efficiently. But it bums me out. Like, I hate participating in our systems, like what we are doing to animals so that we are able to eat meat and drink dairy and eat cheese. is just tragic. It's really, really, really tragic. You know, how we can love our pets so much and care for our pets. And, you know, I've lost a few pets in my lifetime and it's just devastating. Pretty recently had to put a dog down, you know, and it just, that, like, my dog is no different than a pig, you know. Pigs are so smart, they're so intelligent. I will share that I haven't eaten red meat in a very long time, like probably going on maybe a month and a half to 2 months at this point. I haven't eaten red meat and I haven't eaten pig. And those choices feel really, really good. There's no reason I need to eat those right now. I'm also encouraged not to eat red meat at this time. So mostly the animal products that am eating is dairy because of cottage cheese, Greek yogurt, and cheese, as well as whey products. So like the whey that's in my protein shakes. Um, I've also started using collagen, which doesn't count for my daily protein intake, even though it does have protein in it. Your body processes it differently. But the collagen I use is made from bovine bones and ligaments and stuff. And so I'm still eating animal products, and then I'm also eating, you know, tuna and chicken and eggs. And so, you know, I'm hoping at some point to be able to explore veganism more, but right now that's not really a very viable option. So there's a light at the end of the tunnel. I mentioned already that my body, you know, and most bodies after gastric sleeve surgery go into starvation mode. So I'm trying to up my calorie intake. I have not only been tracking protein, but I've also been tracking calories so I can really know how many calories I'm eating, and I'm not eating enough. I should be up to about 800 at this point, and I'm more like 600. And the longer I stay there, the more likely my body is to stop. Excuse me, is to stall because it thinks it's starving, so it's going to try to hold on to as much fat and energy as possible. I mentioned I started collagen. Today was the first day I started collagen. I had it in some decaf coffee, and I'm excited to be back on collagen because it supposedly helps with skin, sagging skin, also like hair and nails. But then I also started dry brushing again today as well. I've mentioned dry brushing in a previous video. It makes your skin just like so silky smooth. It also is great for all the lymph nodes that are under your skin. So not a lot of people, but I guess I'll share. I find that within an hour or two after dry brushing, I have to go to the bathroom, number two, because it just flushes the toxins out of my system. So it's kind of a great, what's that called? Laxative. But I'm primarily doing it to avoid sagging skin, to wake up my skin, so that it tightens up a little bit. And then, well, that's really all I have for you. So I shared about food, I shared that I puked, shared about my water and veganism. That's really all I have. I just wanted to share more specifically, you know, I shared today an update video with my statistics and feeling really excited about feeling so much freer from binge eating disorder. But I just want to tell you a little bit more details about how things are going. So thanks again for joining. Feel free to subscribe to my channel if you think this is cool. And I'll see you all in about a week with hopefully some full body shots so that we can do a little comparison. I'm excited. My hair might be dark brown again too. I do not like this blonde. I don't like it. It's like a dark blonde. But I really don't like it. I like being brunette. So I might have a different hair then too. Things just keep on changing. Okay, bye everybody.